Hi there. You may have seen my recent video of how to run a test mode on a Ford which tests the various instruments and things and displays diagnostic codes. However, there's a much more interesting thing you can do with modern cars called Onboard Diagnostics 2 or OBD2. Electronics in cars all started in the 1980s in mass markets, and this allowed manufacturers to start introducing a wider variety of warning lights to keep drivers more informed than they could do previously when it relied on individual sensors connected directly to gauges such as voltmeters and oil pressure gauges, that sort of thing. So with electronics it became much more cheaper and feasible to have lots of warning lights and in higher end cars a greater variety of gauges. As far as mechanics were concerned, they also started to introduce diagnostic sockets on vehicles so that mechanics could plug in gadgets and read out more detailed diagnostic information off the car. However, unfortunately, the fault code readers tended to be pretty expensive and specialist equipment. Also, the systems tended to be bespoke to individual manufacturers or vehicles. This all started to change in the late 1990s with the introduction of a common standard called OBD2. Now you can look up on Wikipedia when different countries mandated that manufacturers should use this standard system, and in the UK this was 2001 for petrol vehicles and 2004 for diesel vehicles, so any vehicle since then should be OBD2 compliant. Vehicles before that may well not be, even if they have a socket that's common to the OBD2 system, it may use a different protocol. And that was the case with my previous vehicle, a 2001 Citroen Berlingo. It must have just missed it. So first thing you've got to do is find the OBD2 socket on your vehicle. So this is my Ford Courier, and here between the driver's steering wheel and the door you've got this little cubby hole, and in the back of it you can see this white socket there. And this is where you can plug your OBD2 adapter into. So these adapters are available on eBay and start at about £5 or £6. You can buy these OBD2 readers which connect to a phone or computer via Bluetooth. So you plug this into the socket and you can see a red light comes on to start with, which means it's got power. The middle light, OBD, means it's doing things with reading the information off the car, and the right hand one says it's connected to a PC or phone or something via Bluetooth. So the next thing you've got to do is connect to it. So now you can see that the lights are flashing on the adapter now I've connected. And I'll show you what happens in the app which lets you look at various parameters. Because I'm sitting in the garage, I'm only going to show you the ambient air temperature because I can't really run the engine in here. I did have trouble connecting and I realised that the problem was that the ignition needs to be on and not just in the accessory position. You can also read any fault codes off the car, which could be useful. Thanks for watching.